House a stunning speech. Barack Obama worked the crowds like a master orator as he delivered his Yes We Can speech for India-US ties. Obama began his speech with Namaste and ended it with Jai Hind. And in between, he spoke about America believing in the promise of India and its willingness to back it in Modi's vision to pull millions out of poverty. Here are some highlights.
Namaste. Thank you so much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to all the students and young people who are here today, to the people of India watching and listening across this vast nation. I bring the friendship and the greetings of the American people. On behalf of myself and Michelle, thank you so much for welcoming us back to India. Bahut dhanyavad. Michelle and I have felt it ourselves. I recognized India with the first state visit of my presidency, where we also danced to some pretty good Bhangra. For the first time, we brought Diwali to the White House. On our last celebration here, we celebrated the Festival of Lights in Mumbai. We danced with some children. Unfortunately, we were not able to schedule any dancing this visit. Señorita, bude, desho me. You know what I mean. So, on a more personal level, India represents an intersection of two men who've always inspired me. When Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was protesting racial segregation in the United States, he said that his guiding light was Mahatma Gandhi. When Dr. King came to India, he said that being here in Gandhi's land reaffirmed his conviction that in the struggle for justice and human dignity, the most potent weapon of all is nonviolent resistance. And those two great souls are why we can gather here today, Indians and Americans, equal and free. The United States has the largest Indian diaspora in the world, including some 3 million proud Indian Americans. And they make America stronger, and they tie us together. Bonds of family and friendship that allow us to share in each other's success. You've lifted countless millions from poverty and built one of the world's largest middle classes. And nobody embodies this progress and this sense of possibility more than our young people. Empowered by technology, you are connecting and collaborating like never before on Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter. And chances are you're talking to someone in America, your friends or your cousins. We believe we can be even closer partners in ensuring our mutual security. Now, both our nations have known the anguish of terrorism, and we stand united in the defense of our people. And now we're deepening our defense cooperation against new challenges. The United States welcomes a greater role for India in the Asia-Pacific, where the freedom of navigation must be upheld and disputes must be resolved peacefully. And even as we acknowledge the world as it is, we must never stop working for the world as it should be, a world without nuclear weapons. That should be a goal for all of us. I believe if we're going to be true global partners, then our two nations must do more around the world together. So to ensure international security and peace, multilateral institutions created in the 20th century have to be updated for the 21st. And that's why I support a reformed United Nations Security Council that includes India as a permanent member. When we were born, people who looked like us still couldn't vote in some parts of the country. Even as America has blessed us with extraordinary opportunities, there were moments in my life where I've been treated differently because of the color of my skin. Many countries, including the United States, grapple with questions of identity and inequality and how we treat each other, people who are different than us, how we deal with diversity of beliefs and of faiths. And right now, in crowded neighborhoods not far from here, a man is driving an auto rickshaw or washing somebody else's clothes or doing the hard work no one else will do. And a woman is cleaning somebody else's house. And a young man is on a bicycle delivering lunch. A little girl is hauling a heavy bucket of water. And I believe their dreams, their hopes, are just as important, just as beautiful, just as worthy as ours. And so even as we live in a world of terrible inequality, we're also proud to live in countries where even the grandson of a cook can become president, or even a Dalit can help write a constitution, and even a tea seller can become prime minister. But the point is that the aim of our work must be not to just have a few do well, but to have everybody have a chance. Everybody who's willing to work for it have the ability to dream big and then reach those dreams. The United States has the largest Indian diaspora in the world, including some 3 million proud Indian Americans. And they make America stronger, and they tie us together. Bonds of family and friendship that allow us to share in each other's success. So for all these reasons, India and the United States are not just natural partners. I believe America can be India's best partner. I believe that. Of course, only Indians can decide India's role in the world, but I'm here because I'm absolutely convinced that both our peoples will have more jobs and opportunity, and our nations will be more secure, and the world will be safer and a more just place when our two democracies, the world's largest democracy and the world's oldest democracy, stand together. I believe that. We danced with some children. Unfortunately, we were not able to schedule any dancing this visit. Señorita, bude, déjame. You know what I mean. So,
well, we've heard it from the panelists. Let's also find out how people who got to witness the speech live, what they thought of the US President's address. Let's get a word from Mosmi Singh, who's with us live from outside the Seaford Auditorium. Mosmi, what's the response you're getting?
Are we free to add some input?
Simi, even as Barack Obama compared the performance of the Indian Prime Minister at Madison Square to a Bollywood star, he did a Shah Rukh Khan right inside in the auditorium by saying, Senorita, bade bade deshon mein, you know what I mean. And that was a hit with the youngsters also, who thought that he was trying to establish a direct connect. We have some students with us, the NIFT third year students, and they have a message for Obama. Here you go.
Namaste Obama, you rock.
So Simi, you can hear that the students are quite satisfied with his speech. How do you rate it, Mr. Obama, talking about the Indian youth, the hard work that the Indian families do, and actually the toil, and comparing it with America?
I think I'll rate it a 9 because a country where the blacks were treated as slaves, and he's now the first black American president. I think that the way America has embraced different cultures, it's really great, and we have a lot in common, you know, India and America, and I think he addressed that very well. And if we can also embrace that spirit, it'll be really, really great if we can learn from everything he said.
He spoke about the Indian family and the toil of each and every person, family member, and the core values that the Indians have, and similar to what is prevalent in America.
Yeah, well, I really like the way he focused a lot on women and girl empowerment in our country. And I think he's got that spirit amongst all the people by making it very, very clear that, you can still work a lot towards what's not been happening in our country till date. And the way he addressed, the way he build up this comparison between our families, how the American families and the Indian families are more over the same, and the kind of feelings and everything that these people share. So I think that's a really nice gesture, and that's a really nice thing he got on to the public.
Surely a good positive start. It's a good positive start.
Do you feel that America and India have come a whole lot closer in these 3 days? And you're a fashion technology student. Do you see yourself going to US to study?
Yeah, for sure, because the way we have seen the friendship build up between Modi and Mr. Barack Obama, it's really a very positive start. And if we lead on the same path as America has, then there's a bright future.
Mostly considering you've gotten students from NIFT, considering that you've gotten students from NIFT, will you ask them who they thought was the bigger style icon as far as this trip was concerned? Would they vote for Michelle Obama or Modi?
Did you say Michelle Obama and Modi?
Or Modi, yes. Who's the bigger style icon?
Okay, here's a question from my anchor right in the studio. She says, who's the biggest style icon? Michelle Obama or Modi? It's about the style, because you're a fashion technology student.
Right. I think Modi has to win hands down, because, he's just established a look that we identify as Namo. So he's got this brand value and image that he's created, and his presence is felt. So I would say Modi.
And he was wearing that headgear during the Republic Day parade, and even at the airport he was wearing an orange shawl.
Yeah, well, in fact, the thing that really, what I really liked was basically, I think you guys must have seen, so yesterday the coat that he was wearing, so the thread line had Modi written on it, his entire name, and I think he's the only, he's the second Prime Minister or second major this thing to come up with something like that. So I think that's really nice.
So here, talking about style, Simi, they're giving a thumbs up to the Indian Prime Minister, and they are watching him in detail, mind you, because they are saying that the headgear, the shawl, the bandgala that he was wearing yesterday, all states Namo Namo.
Absolutely, Mosmi. Thanks so much for getting us those reactions. Modi fans are also quite floored by Barack Obama when he made that speech at Sri Fort in New Delhi this morning.